Hi everyone, welcome back to Stitchopoly. It is week 19. Today is August 19th. It is Wednesday morning and we are ready to roll with our rolls for Stitchopoly. So first up is our floss. Floss, you are sitting here at Blanket Stitch Brook. Let's see where you go this week. 8, and you roll doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You landed on Continental Manor. Continental Manor is owned by you, Floss. So that is 280 optional stitches for landing there. You also purchasing yourself a studio. So I'm going to tell you your studio value for a, let's see. There are $200 for a needlework studio. So that's $200 out of your bank. 280 optional stitches for landing. And we get you your first studio over here on Continental Manor. So let's get you a studio. And you lost $200 out of your bank. And you rolled doubles, so we're going to roll again. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. First of all, you passed start stitching, so that means $200 to your bank and 200 stitches on a whip of your choice. You landed on Needlework Stash, so let's see what you got here. It says you completed your current project, advance to start stitching, collect $200. So Floss, you got another pass going back around to start stitching, which will award you an additional $200 and an additional 200 stitches for a whip of your choice for sitting there. So hopefully you totaled all of that up and you'll have a good stitchy week. Next up is Thread Cutter. Thread Cutter, you were over here on Backstitch Cabin. You rolled doubles as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. You landed on Pull Out the Thread. You don't have any stitches for there, but we will roll our dice again. You're just visiting. And you rolled a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You landed on Advanced Stitching, and Advanced Stitching is owned by somebody. Advanced Stitching is owned by Hoop. So you have 225 optional for landing on Advanced Stitching, and 250 stitches of rent will go to Hoop. So next up we have Hoop. Speaking of Hoop, you are over here on the Lazy Daisy River. You rolled doubles. It must be doubles week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You landed on Jacquard Estates. That is 290 optional stitches for landing there. Jacquard Estates is owned by the Thread Cutter, and you owe the Thread Cutter 240 stitches in rent. So 240 stitches in rent goes to Thread Cutter. Optional 290 stitches for landing. You did roll a double, so we will roll again. And you rolled 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get to go shopping, Hoop. Let's see. It says, go to Pull Out Thread. Do not pass start stitching. Do not collect $200. I'm so sorry, Hoop, but you are back in jail. Pull out the thread. Well, you've got some stitches to do while you're there, and we will continue on our rolls. Next up is the Bobbinators. Bobbinators, you were at Straight Stitch Shack last week. Let's see where you get this week. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You landed on Cross Stitch Plantation. That would be 100 stitches optional for landing. And Cross Stitch Plantation is owned by Spool. So you owe Spool, let's see, $80 in rent, so 80 stitches rent, and optional 100 stitches for landing. So 80 stitches rent goes to spool. And next up is our scissors. Scissors, you landed last week on basic stitching. This week you rolled doubles for 1, 2, 3, 4. You are on cross stitch plantation as well. That means 100 optional stitches for landing there. 80 stitches for rent will be paid to spool. And since you rolled doubles, we're going to roll again. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You landed on Buttonhole Bay. Buttonhole Bay is owned by Hoop. So you will have 150 optional for landing on Buttonhole Bay. And scissors, you owe Hoop 130 stitches in rent. So hopefully you got all of those numbers written down. If not, always check in the description box below. I try to spell it out. And up next and last is Spool, who has ended last week at Buttonhole Bay. Let's see where you go this week. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're landed on Blanket Stitch Brook. Blanket Stitch Brook is owned by you, Spool. So that's 210 stitches for landing. And because you already have one shop, another studio will cost you $150, which you do have in your bank. So I will take out $150 and I will add you a second studio to Blanket Stitch Brook. Once you have collected 4 studios on your property, you can exchange it for a needlework shop. So 2 studios on Blanket Stitch Brook. Spool, that's 210 optional stitches for landing. You did purchase for $150 out of your bank is a second needlework studio. And that is all of our rolls for this week on Stitchopoly. Bye everyone. See you next week.